Okay, hey guys, what is going on? So as per usual, just let me know if the audio is all good. I am moving the mic around now, so sorry if there's a bit of noise, but that's where I want it to be. So yeah, just let me know if the audio's all good. The chat's about a bit behind, so I'm not going to see your responses for another couple of seconds. Okay, I'm getting the audio is good. Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, I don't know if someone's being an asshole. I'm just saying no for just to be an asshole, I guess. But everyone else is saying it's good. It's fine. Okay, that is awesome. So I will just move this away. You are about to see my big old head. So just give me two. Where is it gone? Hello. Oh, here we go. Hello, how are we going? Okay. I'm just trying to figure out if I can fix the lighting up a bit. No, is that good enough? Nah, it's good enough. Because that's annoying when that window's open. Because like stuff, it's like all this reflective stuff in one of the other people's houses, and it always just shines in my eyes, and it's really annoying. Smoking a blunt, watching Pagey. I guess that's the way to go. People always think I've just done that, so. Saw, dude. Saw, dude. Yeah, so I'll just leave it. We'll just wait a couple of minutes. Just wait a couple of minutes. Just let people come in. People saying fix mic, so I don't know if that's. I know. I don't trust you. I don't trust you because people are saying the audio was good, so I don't trust you. Yeah, I got a haircut. I think I've done like one or two streams. I think I've done one stream maybe with this haircut because I got it on what Thursday my time. So I think I might have done a stream Friday morning or something before Arrow. Hello everyone joining into the chat. I'm just making sure that this is the chat in a good position. I can bring it over a bit. Hold on. Maybe that could make it a bit more central. Maybe a bit more. Okay, that's good. Okay, all good. I'm just gonna try and post a link on Twitter. And I have to do it on my phone because when I stream, like it just takes up all my computer's like energy. It's like the thinker. Like the computer is the brain, and oh no, the stream is the brain. When I use the stream, it just drains all the energy from the computer. So I have to do this via Twitter, and it's gonna be an effort. I know that via Twitter on my phone, might I say, and it's gonna be a mass effort because I can just tell it is. By the way, just for people coming in now, okay, I'm just confused with something that was said in the chat. I will actually have a new video out just after the stream. So the stream will end in maybe like 10 minutes or so. I'll put the video up. It's already up, like uploaded. I just have to make it live, but I'll give it a couple minutes because sometimes the stream just takes a bit to okay, here we go. To take copy link. It just takes a while to go away and get off everyone's feed. So I'd like to do that. Do a Q&A. Well, this thing is basically a Q&A. It's a live Q&A, and we'll just you can ask questions and stuff like that. And we'll get through it. But the best way, actually, I've got to clean this board. I've got all my notes from my video on it, so I need to actually clean this because the whiteboard. It's a thinker video, and it's a video that a lot of people have wanted to see. So, yeah, it'll be up. What's the time now? It's 6 a.m. my time. Yes, it's very early. It doesn't look that early because the sun's out. But where I live, the sun's out at like 5 a.m. So I'm up at like 5 a.m. every morning because the sun shines through my window and just wakes me up. I'm like a vampire. Yeah, I saw Kirk Acevedo, who plays Ricardo Diaz. Which, yeah, it was sort of roasting. It was just like really good comebacks and stuff like that. Yeah, your messages will like wait when you type them, and because I obviously have the chat. What do you call it? Like on screen, it will take a while just because it's delayed. I don't know how long the delay is. It's less than 30 seconds. I think it's around 20 to 30 seconds maybe. It's not too long. It could be longer. I think one of my first streams I actually put an automatic delay, so the messages were like a minute behind. It was really bad. So yeah, thank God we didn't do that. And so we can get back to our usual whiteboard activities. Ooh. Okay, so a lot of people, if you've been in the stream, you'd know before. But if you do want your question like 100% answered, super chat's the way to go. It helps out the channel, especially with the demonetization stuff going on. Because actually, I want to talk about that for a bit, because a lot of people do want to know like what's going on behind the scenes with YouTube before we get into like actual questions about the crossover. I just want to I'll talk on typing on Twitter. If you want to go on Twitter and like and retweet my tweet about the live stream, that'd be awesome. But essentially, what happened on YouTube recently was there was, I don't know, if you watch like Drama Alert, I think they might have talked about it. I don't know, can't remember. But essentially, there was these channels like with YouTube on like the iPads and the iPhones. There's a YouTube app, there's a YouTube gaming app, and then there's a YouTube Kids app. So like, you know, parents give their kids the iPad, they'll chuck on YouTube and just let them watch videos for hours and hours on end just to keep them occupied. So there's a YouTube Kids app specifically for that. And what was happening is that there was thanks Simon Turon, I think that's how you pronounce it, or Turon, one of the two. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Hi Pagey, HDH the channel. Does that mean love the channel? I'm just trying to, let me know in the chat if I don't know what HDH means. Sorry. But thanks for the super chat. And I think it was a £2 donation. Thanks for that, Simon. That was really awesome. But yeah, so there's this YouTube Kids app, and people uploading like these animated cartoons. So that's, yeah, that's cool. Animated cartoons. But what it was essentially animated porn. Like really, that's the best way to put it. And like these videos were monetized, millions of views, or hundreds, like the hundreds and thousands, like 700,000 views a video, 1 point something million, 2 million. Lots of money being made from these videos, and it just became public now. I was like, how is it just becoming public? And now advertisers and companies are finding out about it, and they're taking away from YouTube. So now, like, a lot of you guys would know, like, the adpocalypse if you've watched other YouTubers that have got affected by it. So it seems like there's another adpocalypse coming. So a lot of YouTubers are going to be starting Patreons, or like asking for donations just to keep themselves up, if you know what I mean. I hope that helps. Okay, sorry, not with the lingo, but yeah. Thanks Simon for that. So I think, what was the comment? I'll actually scroll up to get it. Hi Pagey, hope this helps the channel. Okay, yeah. Thanks Simon, it does. Any little bit helps towards improving the channel and improving the content and the setup. But yeah, that's basically, so there's like another apocalypse coming. I have no idea if my channel is going to be hit. I didn't get hit last time too bad. I think it's because I'm in Australia. But yeah, hopefully it's not as bad. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm typing extremely slow on my phone. Just because I was talking about that other stuff. Just give me a couple seconds. Oh, Jesus Christ. Mafia dropping the £2 super chat. He goes, love your content, man. Opinion on Thinker so far. The Thinker so far, I'm actually really enjoying him. I have seen some common complaints like, oh, it's not very action based. But we've had 3 seasons of, like, you know, speedster villains, and when you get like to a like intellectual villain like the Thinker, it's going to take its time. But I think when we move into the back half, like, it will get more action based, because I think like the bus metahuman is going to be playing into it more, and I think they're going to get more powerful as we move along. I think it's almost like a video game. Like, start off with one, keep going, they just get more powerful, or at least one of them might be like a really good foe for the Flash. Like, his powers or something are just like, it's difficult for the Flash to take down. But thanks for that. Just forgot the name for a second, sorry. Mafia. I thought it was Mafia. But thanks for the super chat and the question. I appreciate it. Helps the channel out heaps. Live streaming right now, talking about hashtag blah 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 blah. Legends. Oh, Jesus Christ. Legends. I can't type. It's too early. I've only woken up about half an hour ago. Put some emojis in there, because you can't. Yep, that's a bit too many emojis, but what are you going to do? The Flash sucks now. Hasn't been good since season 2. Everything is so cheesy. But yeah, but season 1 was cheesy. Season 1 just had like a dark tone towards the end, so a lot of people forget the beginning was... Go rewatch the beginning of season 1 of The Flash. Paste. Hopefully that works, because that link is a bit dodgy, but yeah. Put a GIF in there. Just, why not? The Flash. How long have you been on YouTube? I started my channel basically at the end of season 1 of The Flash. So what, like just over, like what maybe like 2.5 years? Am I getting that right? 2.5 years? I'm gonna say 2.5 years, but we've got a super chat from blah 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 Victor T. Victor, I don't know if you wanted to ask a question, and because sometimes you can like, it gets a bit confusing. Sometimes you might miss the like little comment section, but if you wanted a question, just leave it in the comments and I'll eventually get to it and I'll remember your name. Victor T. It's in my brain. But thanks for the super chat. I've got Instagram. I don't use it. I just don't like Instagram. But when I go overseas, a lot of you guys would know. If you don't know, I may as well tell you now. I'm going overseas in just over a week. It's Sunday at the moment, Sunday morning. So not tomorrow, Monday, but the next Monday, I'll actually be jumping on a plane and going over to America. So I'm going to Los Angeles. What was the question? Just because I always forget these. Oh yeah, Instagram, blur. So yeah, I will be posting on Instagram when I go over there, just because I don't like. I think it's pointless on Instagram. Like, oh, I went to the cafe and here's my picture of food. Like, I don't really care about that stuff. Like, that's me. If you want to do it, that's fine. Just me, I don't do that. So I just like to save it for like big things. So when I go over, I'll be taking lots of stuff, and Snapchat as well. So all my social media is in the description below. There's Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram, or Instagram, however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, I'm just trying to find a good... Actually, that's a wonderful gift, because that's exactly how I feel right now. So if you're on Twitter and you want to like and retweet my little stream thing, how to send you it's a super chat, and it's like this. Sorry. It's like this little emblem under the chat box. If you're on your phone, I don't think you can do it. Also, if you need to, it's not available in every country, so it's like, I know it's available in Australia because I could do it. I've done it to people before. But in certain countries, they don't have it. I don't know why. I really have no idea why they don't do it. MK19:20 dropping the Norwegian krone. I remember that currency. Love the channel. Thanks for the super chat, mate. I very much appreciate it. So yeah, we'll start. I'm only going to be streaming for about... It's going to be a bit of a shorter stream, so I've been streaming for about 15 minutes, I guess, since I started it, even though I haven't been talking the whole time. Yeah, so we'll stream for about just over an hour. Just make it not too long, just try and keep everything condensed. In regards to iPads and like iPhones, I don't think you can super chat on them. I think it's a bit weird. What's the synopsis of the mid-season finale for Supergirl? I can look that up if you want. My phone's right in front of me. I'm an idiot. You can't find me on Snapchat. My Snapchat name's not it's 2 Y's at the end. Oh, sorry. I think I've just scrolled this up a bit too far. Blah, blah, blah. Hopefully that goes back to normal. Yeah, I think it's iPhones and iPads where they have the not the Snapchat, the super chat issue. Shout out to They Vlogs. How did Grodd get time displaced in Legends if he was on Earth 2? He was on Earth 2. Remember, he comes from Gorilla City and he gets captured by Argus, and then we find out in that... Is it the second last episode of last season of The Flash? He's in Argus. He was in Argus. So that's how he got time displaced. Don't know how he went from there to there, but yeah. So I wonder if like the Flash will find out that, hey, Grodd's sort of not in here. Because apparently in the crossover next week, or this week might I say, they're meant to be versing King Shark, and King Shark was in Argus as well, as we know, because that's really who he came up against. Do you think the FBI lady is annoying in Arrow? Yeah, I think she's annoying. I think they're going for her to be annoying, but it's just like, it's more uninteresting. Like, it's just not interesting. Thanks, Anoop Gator or Gatore, one of the two. Sorry if I mispronounced. I'm really bad at pronouncing names, but thanks for the £2 super chat. I appreciate it. Helps out the channel a lot. Daniel Jackson dropping the $5 super chat. Thanks for that, mate. He goes, hey, you think Barry... I'm assuming that means, hey, do you think Barry will be as fast as the Flash in the comics? He's extremely fast in the comics. Yes, that's true. But one of the, like... Oh, actually, I'll keep that up so I can thank Daniel at the end. One of the things with, like, the show is that even in the comics, like, Barry really never reaches his full potential apart from... I think it's Kingdom Come. I want to say it's Kingdom Come in the comics because that's, like, an Elseworlds, like, future... it's like actually on another Earth, I think, but it's basically the same as the main Earth, but they're just older. Barry really never reaches his potential apart from that story. So he's always got the ability to get faster. So that's what the show's like going to be getting at. Like Barry still has the chance to get faster, but he's come out of the Speed Force. They said he's much faster because he's versing the Thinker. There's no real need to him for him to use his speed like to an extreme amount. We're really not really delving or diving too much into that. So, you know, maybe next season when there's most likely another speedster villain, he might get faster. We'll learn more about how fast Barry's gotten. But yeah, so I don't know if he'll be as fast as the Flash in the comics. I think it's almost there. But like you know, like the show does weird things where Barry is the Flash, but he'll get caught out by weird things that he wouldn't in the comics. So they try to like dumb him down a bit in certain areas just so like the villain he's taken on has a chance. But thanks Daniel for the super chat. Really much appreciated and great question as well. The next super chat comes from Clint Lilly and with the $5 super chat once again, similar to Daniel. And he asks, do you think that the Thinker is the reason Gideon is made to fix a plot hole? I've always wondered like why they don't use Gideon too much. I think it's almost like it's just too much of a convenience for the show. Like a lot of the stuff with Savitar, why didn't they use Gideon? Like they went to the room, like Harrison Wells, like the Time Vault. I think it's the Time Vault. So why didn't they use Gideon in there? The only thing I can think of is that like they're not letting, like maybe when Reverse Flash left, like he like shut it down or something. But it's a bit confusing why Gideon isn't used. But in regards to Gideon being made, like in this time, I think it's a bit too early. Just because I think Cisco would probably help Barry do it. I think it's just a bit too early to make Gideon on the show. But then again, they are making like a cerebral inhibitor like they did last year. They're probably going to improve on that. He might like inspire the thought to make her, but in regards to her actually being made, I'd be very surprised if that's the case. But then again, there is a lot of stuff in the back half to fill, so maybe a Gideon storyline or a Gideon, you know, origin story, if you want to call that, could be the thing. And also, an important thing to remember in the crossover, Barry's going to go on the Wave Rider. Guess who's going to be talking over the Wave Rider? Gideon. So Barry's going to be like, that voice sounds familiar. Yeah, it's Gideon. That's my creation. Give me some royalties, please. So... yeah, that could do something. Maybe the crossover like puts Gideon back in Barry's mind and he might feel the need to, you know, maybe going forward and developing her. But thanks for the question, Clint, and the super chat. Yeah, it's definitely got me thinking that question. Growing up in Australia, did you find much comics to read? Yeah, it's actually like nowadays I wouldn't say it's too hard, but like back in the day it was like, funnily enough, a lot of the comics that a lot of people would have read would have been like Simpsons comics because they actually sold them in like news agencies, like, or like, what do you call it? Is it a news agent in America and stuff like that? Or like a paper shop where you go to buy the newspaper and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's what they sold, like Simpsons comics, like, and like I think even they sold like Archie comics there as well. So you actually had to go to like a proper comic book store, and they're not abundant. Like you might find one in the city. So I really got into comics from a library. They actually had a copy of, I think it was Batman or something, and then like a couple of weeks later I actually ended up buying my first comic book, which was a Green Arrow book. In a second I'll actually go grab it. Oh no, Actually, no, it's not over there. It's somewhere else. So I won't get it. I might do it another stream. But yeah, so that was my first comic book, Green Arrow Quiver, which is actually written by Kevin Smith, who directs some of the the Supergirl and Flash episodes. Oh Jesus! Christina Carter dropping the $20 super chat. Christina, did you want to ask a question, or is that just a donation? Because I know sometimes if you're not Snapchatting, super chatting for the first time, like the comment thing doesn't make it really itself extremely clear. So if you did want to ask a question, just leave in the comments, because I'll keep your name in my mind to look out for. But I appreciate the super chat. Like, that's just extremely what's the word? Generous of you. Sorry, I've just woken up, so like my brain's still like trying to like mold itself together. Like when I was sleeping, I was all gooey and in dreamland. Now it's just trying to like solidify. Have you heard the rumors of Dawn Allen being in the crossover? What do you think of the possibility? Yeah, like they casted someone, and she looks like she could be mixed race, because obviously Iris is black, Barry's white, so she looks like she could be mixed race. And they said that the character is going to have a connection to Barry and Iris. So yeah, you have to think it's, probably Dawn Allen. But then it makes you think, where's Dawn, who is the other twin? There's Dawn Allen and Dawn Allen, who are the Tornado twins. So yeah, but I think they might be setting it up for maybe something in the back half of the season with her, because I don't know why they would integrate that into the crossover, because there's already enough going on. So why would they, bring that storyline? So I think they might be setting stuff up for later in the crossover. What's the Thinker planning for? Well, that's actually my video that's going up in an hour, so I'm not going to talk about the Thinker in regards to his plan and stuff like that, because I basically talk about all of it in my video going up in just after this stream ends. So I'll end this stream like whenever, and then about 10-15 minutes after that, my new video will go up. So hopefully you guys will show some support on that. Yeah, if you're on your iPhone and stuff, you can't Snapchat. Oh, it's not Snapchat. I keep saying Snapchat. Super Chat. I don't really know how it goes. But if you're on your PC and you want to donate, it's just that. Okay, Christina. Okay, I wasn't sure if you wanted to ask a question, but thanks for the donation. That's extremely generous of you. Yeah, if you want to super chat like Christina did, it's just that emblem, like it's a little block $sign. But I think on phones and stuff, it's because this was in like beta super chat, and then it like slowly expanded. So I think they're maybe slowly more expanding to iPhones and stuff like that. I saw a good question, and now I've just skipped. I went away, so I didn't see who it was. But yeah. What's your PC specs? Well, I actually have a Mac, but I like Mac. I don't really like PCs. I'm not a PC gamer either, so I'm not really inclined or tempted to buy a gaming PC. But in it's November 26th now. In December, they're meant to be releasing a new iMac, so I might get that. Like if you look up iMac Pro, it looks like extremely sexual. So like I'm like obsessed with it. So I really want to get it. They haven't released the price of it though, which is a bit making me sweat a bit, because I don't want it to be too expensive. But I might upgrade to that, because that should be able to last me like a ridiculous amount of years, because it looks so powerful. It just looks amazing. So I might get that. And which will allow me to do better streams. Like at this moment, like the streams are very basic. Like it's really a text box, me on camera, and that's about it. But if I get that stream, I might be able to possibly play games, or can have Discord chats where I can, take calls and stuff like that. You guys can jump in if you want to have a quick discussion and stuff like that. So yeah, like Benjamin's can't super chat from Tanzania. Yeah, certain countries can't do it. I don't know. I think YouTube is just I don't know why. It's probably just I don't know why it is actually. I wouldn't be able to answer you. It's a bit weird. Like Australia wasn't on super chat for a while, and then Australia finally became on super chat. Do you think Damien Dark will ever come back to Arrow? Probably not. I prefer him on Legends. Oh yeah, actually, a Millennium Chicken, thank you. He goes, will you live stream the crossover and do a reaction or something? I think that was what he was asking. With the crossover, I was actually going to do live streams after the episode, so both the episodes do a live stream. And I was thinking, you know what, I won't do that. What I'm actually going to do is a couple of hours before the first night of the crossover, so Supergirl and Arrow's episode, I will do a live stream, sort of similar to this, but a bit more in depth, previewing what's going to be happening, just getting excited for the crossover. And then the next morning, I'll do the exact same thing a couple of hours before the Flash and Legends episodes. But obviously, we'll be able to talk about stuff from the first night and what it could lead to in that second night. And then after both of the nights of the shows, I will be uploading just one video, like a big review of both parts. But I'll try and keep it condensed and only talk about the big parts. Because usually in my reviews, I'll talk about the big parts, obviously, but I will mention some of the little things that are like connecting to bigger storylines in the season. But because this is like a contained crossover for the most part, there won't be really any need to talk about that. So we're going to just talk about the big parts. So that's what I'm going to do. So there's not going to be a reaction, because I was thinking about the reaction. Those videos are going to be too long. I just think, yeah, I don't like reactions, and I really just do them for like something special. But if that's going to be like almost like 4 hours of reacting over 2 days, it's just too much. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. Sorry if you were looking forward to a reaction. I had to think it through and think what I thought was better, like content for me to bring out. And I thought the reaction wasn't going to be that good. But, later down the season, I might do like a reaction to each of the episode's finales, depending on like what's being set up for them. Or I might do like a reaction to the special Flash episodes, like the 2-part ones, if it's a decent setting. But yeah, at the moment, I just want to stick away from the reaction, just because I don't think it was going to be that good content. I got the worst tooth pain, Pagey, help. Yeah, I had a massive I actually had a tooth removed because it was like so painful. Like there was something wrong with the nerves, so they actually took it out, and I'm getting like I won't show it to you because it's disgusting. But I'm getting like an implant next year, and I'll make it look normal. Yeah, tooth pain is so bad. I've actually got decent teeth. Like I'm actually surprised. Ooh, sorry, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to turn on my fan. Hopefully you guys won't be able to hear it. It's just extremely hot in my room. I prefer regular videos to reactions. Yeah, a lot of people are saying they don't like reactions, or they wouldn't want me to do a reaction. But people enjoyed my reaction to my Arrow Season 5 finale one. I personally didn't think it was that amazing, but people seem to enjoy it. But yeah, just let me know if you can hear that fan. I don't think you should be able to. If you can, it might be really subtle, but hopefully I'll just keep talking. It should drown out any noise from the fan. I'm not showing you my tooth, just because, no. Cinnamon gum takes away tooth pain, does it? Pagey, what is your favorite superhero? That's from Carol. Green Arrow. But is it a comic book character? Because he's a superhero. But in regards to someone that has powers, probably between Flash and Green Lantern. Probably Flash now. Like maybe a couple of years ago, it would have been tied between Flash and Green Lantern. But I've not got over Green Lantern, but I've just been more into Flash, especially since the TV show came around. Okay, you can't hear the fan. I wasn't too sure because I looked at the mic and it was like going up and down, but I think it's just the mic in general does that. Yeah, you can hear the fan when I'm not talking. That's what I thought would be the case. When do you think we'll see Godspeed? Oh, God. I've had a lot of... Is there any other way to donate to support you? Not really. I don't have a Patreon. Yeah, like the best way, if you want to donate to the channel, the best way is SuperChat. Like that's 100% the easiest way. I don't have a Patreon or anything like that. So, just because like I don't think it's really worthwhile me having a Patreon. Like you'd just be asking you to donate, sorry, for like a really little return. So yeah, like SuperChat's the best way to, if you want to donate and help out the channel. Also, just get a question asked, answered, might I say. Would you love a rematch between Barry and Oliver? Yeah, we might get that this season. In this crossover though, like it would be like the evil Oliver on Earth X versus like Barry from our Earth. Do you think DeVoe's wife will work with the Flash? That's actually an interesting thought. I actually never thought of that. Like if DeVoe goes like so crazy that his wife is like, well, I got to get out of this. Trust Flash, Team Flash, help me. That might happen, and maybe she helps like with a cerebral inhibitor, and doing that. What new Funkos you got recently? I think the most recent Funkos I got was like the Justice League ones, but that was like months ago. I'm just having a look. Yeah, because my thing is my Funko thing is full, so like usually what I'll do is I'll like pick out a few and like sell them and then refill. But there hasn't really been a lot of new Funkos coming out that have been like, oh, like making me really interested to get them. So I'm not gonna buy them just for the sake of buying them. I only buy new ones now if I want to get them. And Joe Dip, Jesus Christ. You super chat by clicking that little emblem under the text box. I think it only works on computers and Androids. I think on iPhones or iOS devices it doesn't work for some reason. I'm sorry if I'm looking down. It's just my phone's down here, so I'm like checking Twitter and stuff. Do you like this season of Arrow? It's decent so far. It's just got some issues that hopefully it fixes up. Hopefully, like when Richard Dragon gets a bit more involved, it gets a bit gets pushing a bit more forward and just gets a bit more interesting. It's definitely the characters that keep you watching Arrow for the most part, even when the seasons aren't that good. Why isn't Ray in the crossover? Ray is in the crossover. He's just not at the wedding, which I find weird. I don't know why. Like I don't know why Heatwave's at the wedding, but Ray isn't. I just find that a bit weird. I think it's just for like comedic purposes. Like they can give Heatwave some funny lines at the wedding. I think that's more the purpose of it. Why don't you like Arrow? I didn't say I didn't like Arrow. I said I like it. It's just not as much as like previous seasons. Like this season's just not as good. It's okay. Like this season's okay so far. But I think it's got some not growing pains, just some pains from having to follow season 5, which was very good. Do you like the new Black Canary? I don't call it Black Canary because I think it's stupid that they shouldn't have like done, because it's a bit silly. I just call it Dino Drag. I think it's silly to like mess with that. They should have just not called it Black Canary. Like it's not like, why they like Sarah was Canary and then Laura was Black Canary. Like why would you? Yeah, they should have just called her something else, or just called, like I know they have to have a code name, but they should have just called her something else. Why doesn't anyone like Arrow season 4? I thought it was really good. Arrow season 4 just, I guess like if you like the storyline, the different storylines that we're going for, okay, you might enjoy it. But for like the general viewer, it just wasn't good. It was very poor, and there's a lot of plot holes and like plot conveniences to make things work. Yeah, that's the thing with season 6. It's sort of like Arrow season 3's beginning. Like it's decent, it's watchable, there's certain enjoyable things, but for the most part, it's just like meh, not much going on. And really, I'm really hoping, like I like Caden James, but I don't think he's like big bad villain status, so hopefully they don't someone's just saying, yeah, I never said I hate Arrow. Like but yeah, like hopefully it just improves. I have faith it will. Obviously certain things that might be happening in the crossover make me roll my eyes a bit and lose some faith of what's going to happen, but yeah, for the most part I think it'll be decent. Yeah, Arrow season 4 dragged on for me, I think, because Damien Dark was introduced too early and he became uninteresting by the mid-season finale. Like by the mid-season finale, you learn everything about Damien Dark for the most part, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, what is there more to learn about him? And he just became not as interesting as he could be. Where is Ralph in the mid-season finale? I don't know. I know in the crossover he's not there. Well, it doesn't look like he's going to be there, which is a bit weird. But maybe there's a reason for that. Did you like Ezra Miller's The Flash? Yeah, I liked it. There was obviously some stuff cut about his, like, probably his origin, or at least him explaining his origin, some stuff connecting. But I think for the most part it was good. My real name is Alex. It's actually on my Twitter. If you go to my Twitter, on my bio it says Alex, because that's my name. Pagey, buy me an iPhone X. I don't even have an iPhone X. So I don't even have an iPhone X, so I don't think I'd be buying anyone else one if I don't even have one. I want to get an iPhone X, but I'm going to wait till I get back from overseas, because if I got it now, I probably wouldn't have it before I went over. MK19-20 dropping the 20 Norwegian krone super chat, and he asks, has Arrow got a new season? What about Flash? At the moment, they haven't. I think last season they renewed the shows really early because I think all of the shows are having decent seasons in regards to like holding ratings and stuff like that. And it was also so they could set up future storylines. I think that's maybe what stuffed up Flash. Maybe they had a bit too much fun with that. But I think the things that really gave what shows took advantage from the early renewals probably Supergirl, because they were able to set up the rain like sort of cliffhanger at the end of their season, and probably Flash took advantage with DeVoe and like setting up DeVoe. Arrow not much, I guess, because like they just left on the cliffhanger. I don't think their cliffhanger really delivered this season. That's probably another issue with this season of Arrow. Their cliffhanger with the island blowing up was a bit lackluster when we came back, but I'm just trying to think about Legends. I guess you could say Legends. Oh yeah, Legends, because they land like the time's screwed up, like there's dinosaurs running in Los Angeles in present day. So all of the shows really took advantage, for the most part, in getting that early renewal. I don't think they're going to do that this season for the most part. Like they will renew the shows obviously before the season's end, but I don't think they're going to get as renewed as early. So I think we might have to wait till like maybe February, March of next year to find out if they're renewed, which they should be. At least Flash will. Arrow, if I know, for those that don't know, Arrow had 1.1 million people for their ratings this week, which is terrible. I know it was Thanksgiving, it was a bad time to air an episode, but still not good. Like that's really bad. Like that's borderline cancellation numbers for Arrow there. I know they'll go back up once, obviously next week for the crossover, but their mid-season finale as well. But the fact that Arrow even had that is not good. But Achilles Patrick dropping the $2 super chat and goes, it would be cool if Music Master was on Team Flash. Well, yeah, because Music Master was like not even that big of a villain, really. Like he wasn't really a villain for the most part, just like an antagonist. And he was sort of like teaching them a lesson. But sorry for knocking my desk. I think if they bring back Music Master, it has to be for almost like a another music crossover, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Because he's basically the same as like that, was it Mr. Mixius Pedelik, or how do you pronounce that guy's name? Mixius Pedelik, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's basically like an imp like that. So yeah, I think if they're going to bring him back, it has to be for like a musical crossover. And also Darren Criss, who played him, is like getting big roles now. Like he's in the new season of American Crime Story. Did anyone watch like the O.J. Simpson one? Had like Cuba Gooding Jr. in it. He's in like the new season of that, and he's like one of the main characters. So I don't know if he'd have time to go on Flash. Like I think he really went on this thing of Flash because his friends were writing music for it. So I think it's what really convinced him. And also it's like Glee reunion with like Grant Gustin and Melissa Benoist. Iron Bear King dropping the $5 super chat. Thanks for that, mate. He goes, I wish Ray was a more central character than he is. Feels like he's been pushed aside for Steel. Not a fan of Steel, by the way. Hopefully it'll change. Yeah, like Ray really has no storyline, but same with Steel. Like Steel doesn't have a storyline either. They should really give him more of the comedic lines, like say like him being on drugs on the wave ride and stuff like that, and then they connect him to Amaya. But with Ray, he's really had nothing to do. I think that's why it was really good. They gave Ray that episode where it was young Ray. I thought that was a really good episode because he doesn't have like a major storyline going on in the season, so they should have done that. And I think they should maybe do that with Nate as well. Even if you don't like him, if you maybe if they did like a storyline with him, it might work. Even though last season that he had a storyline because he was tied in with the JSA and everything. But yeah, with Ray, I thought it was really good they had that episode for him. And really, for the most part, he's just doing the Firestorm stuff. But yeah, they should fix Ray a bit because I think Ray's a good character on the show. But thanks for that super chat, Iron Bear King, and the question as well. A couple of people asking me if YouTube is my full-time job. It is. That's why if you like use super chat and stuff, it helps me out a lot. Especially with like the adpocalypse coming, like it helps me. Like I wouldn't be able to do this if I had to work like another full-time job because the schedule's too crazy for me, especially my time zone. Oh, still waking up. Sorry guys. Who's Caden James' son? I think his name was Owen Post. I think it was Post was his last name. I'm not the biggest fan of that. It just seems like, I think me and DJ Eric were talking about in his stream like a couple days ago. It just seems like a retread of last season with Prometheus, but like flipping the situation. So instead of like a son angry about his father, it's a father angry about his son. So they're just sort of flipping the situation. That's why I'm hoping Caden James isn't the main villain. That's just sort of like a mini storyline that they're going to follow, and that Richard Dragon, which I think is going to be the case, or Ricardo Diaz is going to be the main villain. That's why they're sort of just keeping a bit low at the moment, because he'll come out and go like, hey, what's doing, and cause a lot of mayhem. Mariana dropping the 50 currency. I'm not too sure what country that from. Country that is from. Sorry. But she goes, oh, Argentina. Okay, Argentina. Thanks for making that clear, because I had no idea. But Mariana, might I say? Hi Pagey, which is your favorite female character in the DC TV shows? Greetings from Argentina. Well, greetings from Australia, Mariana. My favorite female DC TV show. I do like Kara from Supergirl. I am liking Samantha on Supergirl as well, but in regards to like the favorite, I do like Caitlin. Ooh, I think it's Sarah Lance, but I am liking Zari at the moment on Legends. But because we've only had her for a bit, I'd have to give it to Sarah. Just because we've known Sarah for so long with like Arrow and stuff, we've gone with her on a journey and stuff. So yeah, I think Sarah at the moment. I think she just kicks ass all the time, and she's really enjoyable to watch. Oh, I think I might have stuffed that up a bit, but thanks Mariana for the super chat and the question. I appreciate it a lot for supporting the channel. Priyesh Patel, hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. They've dropped a £2 super chat, and they go, do you think we will see Godspeed as the 12th meta? So what Priyesh is referring to is obviously the what do you call it, the metahuman bus. So we know there's that amount of metahumans. We've met four or five, including Ralph or without including Ralph, one of the two. It's a possibility, especially as I said earlier, if you're in the stream, you might not have been, because I only mentioned it quickly, like if each metahuman gets more powerful. So imagine if the last one was a speedster, and that maybe ended up being Godspeed. So it'd be a good reason to set it up, because it was dark matter that hit them directly from the Speed Force. So it would make sense if like there possibly was a speedster created from it. And yeah, like not like make it like abundantly clear that that's Godspeed, but just set up that there was a speedster there. Like maybe we might not even meet him, but maybe at the end of the season we go, hey, there was this amount of people on the bus, but we only took on this amount of them. There's still one out there, and then that could be the lead on that it's Godspeed. Oh, like that, and they could even do something where the season ends, and it's like a news report that there's this new speedster running around. Because the thing with Godspeed in the comics is he's not technically a villain; he's a vigilante, but he's like. I guess like Vigilante on Arrow, if you've been watching Arrow, like he does things in a bit of a more brutal way. But they could just turn him into a full-on villain, just maybe take the vigilante aspect out of it. But yeah, so it's a possibility. I think it would be pretty cool if they did Godspeed, but hopefully they do it right. Hopefully they don't force it in because he's been popular from the most recent iteration of the Flash comics. Do a Supergirl intro. I'll have to talk to the guy that made me my Flash and Arrow one, see if he has the Supergirl one. I don't want him to make one from scratch, because that's a bit of a hassle. But if he's got one in the works, then I'll give him a bit of a line. Maybe by the start of the back half of the seasons for all the shows, we might have one ready to go. Legends is a bit harder too. Like Legends is that logo is a bit crazy. What would you think if Arrow became an HBO show for season 7? And only start Oliver and Roy? Like, do you mean it actually moves to HBO? Like, I don't know. I don't think Roy was ever going to come back to the show. Like, I mean, like, guys, like a full thing. Like, Colton Haynes. I'll actually bring up the Instagram post, and I'll show you on my phone. Who is Vigilante on Arrow? I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it. So, but like in regards to who he is, like just the character, he's like that dude with the ski masks and stuff like that. Like he's another vigilante. Do you like what you see of the dragon? Yeah, I think they just wanted to give us a bit of a tease. They didn't want to make it too over the top in regards to what they showed us, and they sort of underplayed him a bit, and I think that's actually good. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to just let me put my thing here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Can you see it? That's what Colton Haynes posted that. Oh, my voice is probably getting really close to the mic. My mouth, might I say. Colton Haynes posted that on Instagram. It's obviously a Lego version of himself and the Green Arrow. And yeah, so that's basically, and he'd been hinting on Twitter of recent that he was going to be coming back to Arrow. So yeah, I think he's gonna be, I mean, apparently I might make a video of this in the next, like, maybe for next weekend, just to fill in some time, that David Ramsey, who plays John Diggle, said on a live stream, I don't know if it was on Instagram or Facebook, one of the two, that he said that Colton Haynes was coming back to the show in January. Now, what he means by that is that he's not going to be in, like, the episodes that come back in January. So I think we're going to have, like, maybe 2 episodes of Arrow and Flash and all them and Supergirl in January, because they come back, like, middle, like January 16th or 17th. What he means by that is that Colton would be filming then. So that means Colton would probably be, or Roy Harper would be back in Arrow in maybe episode 14, 15, maybe 16, somewhere around that. Like maybe episodes 12 to 16, one of them, or maybe a couple of episodes, who knows? Maybe for the rest of the season. Who knows? They could be doing that. I don't think they'd do that because there's already too many people on Team Arrow. But it would be pretty cool to see Roy back on the show, because we didn't get any of him last season apart from that weird, like, CGI Roy, which was a bit creepy. Yeah, I think he'll be back as Arsenal, because it's not like Thea's there in her suit being Speedy, or Red Arrow as people were calling her. Like, I think he'll come back as Arsenal. Will Barry have to time travel to ask Savitar how he built the cerebral inhibitor? Well, the thing is, they've already technically built like an early model of the cerebral inhibitor. You know, last season when they try to clear Barry's short-term memory, so Savitar won't learn what they're doing in that short period of time. That's essentially the cerebral inhibitor. So they're just going to improve on that, and that's what they're going to try and use against DeVoe. Isn't Ragman meant to be coming back in a few episodes? No, that was misinformation. Someone asked about it, and Mark Guggenheim, the producer on Arrow, thought they were talking about it directly, like misread the tweet. So he said, yeah, Joe's coming back. Joe Dinnercole is the actor that plays Ragman, but what Guggenheim thought he read was Joel, who was the director for the Deathstroke episode. I don't know if it was the first one or the second one. He directed one of the Deathstroke episodes. So Mark Guggenheim misread the tweet, said, yeah, he's coming back, and obviously because the question was about Ragman, he essentially said, yeah, Ragman's coming back, but Ragman isn't coming back, for now at least. Do you think Caden James' son was in the Haven Rock incident? No, the thing with Caden James' son is that when Caden James was taken by Argus, his son just sort of became distant with him, so he lost his connection to his son. What do you think will happen next for Rip Hunter? I don't know. I think he's busy filming stuff, so that's why he's like in and out of the show. So I guess it just matters when he'll pop up next. It's weird. Like, Rip's never been in a crossover. It just feels weird that he's never been in a crossover. He wasn't in last year's one, apart from the voice. Oh no, it wasn't even the voice message. He's referenced by Barry, and then this one he's not in it either. So it's a bit weird that Rip is never in the crossovers. Ragman should join the Legends. Personally, I don't think he does. He should, because he's a bit too overpowered. I think Caden James would just be like the key villain. For like, maybe I'll get to, thanks Christina for that. We'll get to that in a second. I think for maybe, I think Richard Dragon's meant to be in the mid-season finale, so maybe we might get some like team up possibly between Caden and Ricardo, or Richard. But I think in regards to him being like the key villain, I think it'll be maybe for like, obviously the next mid-season finale, then maybe the first couple of episodes of when we come back in the back half, and then it'll just be Ricardo Diaz from there on in. But Caden James could still be appearing, he just won't be the main focus. Like, Ricardo Diaz will pop his head out and go, hey, I'm the main villain, watch out for me. Christina dropping the $10 super chat once again, thank you for that, really appreciate it. I really hate how Rip Hunter has been treated this season and last season. Do you think he will ever return to Wave Rider as a captain? Probably not. I just have a feeling he won't. I think they really do want to push the, like, hammer home that Sarah's the captain now, which I don't mind too much, but it just feels weird how they've treated Rip Hunter, especially if you really like the character, especially, and even the actor as well, because I know he's from Doctor Who. A lot of people like him from Doctor Who. I don't watch Doctor Who, I think I've watched like 2 episodes in my life, and that's because one of my friends used to watch it. But yeah, I think they've just mistreated him a bit, but I think it's down to the actor's availability. Like obviously in season 1 he was in the whole season, and then season 2 he was in like parts of it. I think it's just down to the actor's availability, because I know he's in, is it Broadchurch? I want to say it's Broadchurch. If you're English or you just watch that show, I think he's in Broadchurch. I don't know if they're filming a new season, but I know for last season that's why he wasn't in it a lot, because Broadchurch was filming. Sorry. But yeah, like hopefully they figure out a way to like just have him in the whole season, because I think he's a good character, and I think the team runs better when he's there. Like when he isn't there, the team's all like over the joint, which I guess provides more entertainment. But when it comes down to them like taking down a villain, especially this villain this season with Malice, it just seems a bit unbelievable that they would be able to do it without Rip's help. So I think he will be coming in the back half to help them out. But I haven't seen him post anything on like Instagram or social media about him filming again. So we might have to wait a bit for him to come back. But hopefully he does come back, because as I agree with you, like I'm not the biggest fan of how they treated him, and I do like the character. But thanks for that super chat, Christina, and the question. You super chat by clicking this little emblem. It's just like a block $sign. I don't know if you can do it on certain devices, but on your computer you should be able to do it. But in regards to other stuff, but Christina's had the good example there where you donate, question pops up and stuff like that, and it's there for a while. What's going to happen to Stein at the end of the season? I don't really want to talk about that, because it does get into possible spoilers, even though they're not confirmed. If I even talk about them, people might come back to me and go, "Oh, that was a spoiler." So I don't really want to talk about that. If you do want to like really ask me, you can ask me on Twitter, just because it's a bit more contained there. Like obviously I'm talking about here. The other people, everyone else watching, sorry, is going to hear my answer. Do you see Katie Lotz, aka Sarah, ever coming back to Arrow in some capacity, like a recurring guest star or permanent, perhaps in the event that Legends ends soon? Well, yeah, Legends always faces the issue where it's an expensive show to make. So if like the CW doesn't see it as viable to keep running because of the cost, then obviously they could just end it. And then I don't know if Sarah would ever come back to Arrow. I'm just trying to think. I prefer Sarah to Dinah Drake, so if they did that, like replaced, like I'm not saying I don't like Dinah Drake, but like Team Arrow's got too many members at the moment, so if like Sarah came back, I wouldn't mind it. It's just that she might have to change the white suit, because that just stands out a bit too much for Star City's vigilante activities. But yeah, I wouldn't mind if Sarah came back to Arrow, but I think she does decent on Legends. Heatwave or Captain Cold? One of my friends would hate me saying this, but probably Heatwave, because they prefer Captain Cold a lot more. But yeah, probably Heatwave. Like nowadays, like back in the day, Captain Cold, because Heatwave didn't really have too much to him. But now on Legends, because we've had so much more Heatwave or Mick, definitely Heatwave is one of my favorite characters. He's my favorite character on Legends, easily. So yeah, we're going to stream for about another 20 to 25 minutes probably, and then I'll upload my I'll make my new video public in like the minutes to follow after the stream's like properly shut down. So yeah, that video is all about the Thinker. So if you've been asking Thinker questions and I haven't been answering them, that's why. Like I've seen Thinker questions popping up, and I sort of have to just ignore them, because that's what my video is about. That's coming out in about half an hour. So yeah, sorry about that if you've been wondering why I've been ignoring anything around the Thinker, because my video is essentially like the Thinker's plan and what he's planning and why he might need Barry for it and stuff like that, and I go into a lot of detail. So basically a lot of the questions that you're asking in regards to the Thinker, it's going to be in that video. How do you think Barry will react to Blitzen's identity? He'll probably think it's Eobard Thawne, and I wonder if it will be. I'm still interested to see whether it's just going to be Harrison Wells, or it's going to be like Eobard Thawne controlling Harrison Wells again, or impersonating Harrison Wells, might I say. But yes, yeah, I'm not too sure what his reaction will be. I think it'll just be like, Thawne? No, I'm Wells, or something. Do you like Agent Watson? No, not really. Like the sooner she's off the show, I think that for the better. or for me at least. Will Breacher return? Yeah, maybe they could do like the two-part story in the back half of this season with Flash, where maybe it's on Earth 19, so we get Danny Trejo back and Gypsy back and stuff. How do you feel about the actor who plays Captain Cold saying he's done with the DC shows after this year? Well, I think he's done now. I think he wrapped up his last episode. If you don't know, you should have been able to tell from the trailers for Crisis on Earth X, but Citizen Cold, the one appearing in the crossover, is from Earth X. So I think what's going to happen is that he's just going to help the Legends out for a couple of episodes and then go away after that. So I think he's just going to be helping. No, 30 minutes ago I said I'd been streaming for about 10 to 15 minutes. I didn't say I was going to end the stream. What was I saying? Yeah, Citizen Cole is going to be helping out the Legends for a couple of episodes. I'm not too sure how many episodes. I'm going to guess the mid-season finale, obviously, because that's the one that follows the crossover. But then maybe the episode after that. And the reason that that's cool is because those two episodes after, so episode 9 and episode 10 of Legends of Season, are the Constantine episodes. So John Constantine is back in the Arrowverse for those two episodes. Yeah, this whiteboard is bitching. It's all the way over here. I don't know why I've chucked it so far away. Yeah. Oh, someone actually asked a question. Yeah, that's how you super chat. That's pretty fitting. I saw another question. I can't. Oh, here we go. It's actually from Kate. She goes, "How do you think Amunet will return in the Flash?" Well, she's actually meant to be in the mid-season finale. Now, I'm actually surprised she's in there because I thought they might have, introduced her in episode, was it 5? And then just saved her for something in the back half. But she's in the mid-season finale from the synopsis and stuff. So I'm interested to see what she does this season. And I think she'll appear more in the back half as well. I don't think she's going to be done by this episode in the mid-season finale. But yeah, I like Amunet. I think she's interesting. Her accent, I'm not too sure about that. It sounds like she's definitely sounds like an American person doing a British accent, but for the most part, her character's pretty interesting. I'm wondering like what role she plays into the overall story for this season. I wonder if she gets involved with DeVoe because she's in the whole metahuman business. What are you looking forward to most in the crossover? Just seeing the team come together. Basically similar to what I was looking forward to in Justice League. Just seeing all these heroes come together. Obviously, with the crossover, it's a bit of a bigger thing because there's 25 heroes or 25 characters at least coming together for one scene. I know that. Yeah, stop spamming emojis because honestly, if you spam emojis, I ignore the question. What do you think Malice is? So what Castora is talking about is the villain from Legends. Malice is it's like a supernatural demonic force, I guess. I wonder if we're going to see him. I don't know if they're going to make him a real thing or he's going to be literally just this thing that can control other people. Hopefully they make him a physical being and maybe we see him for the first time in the mid-season finale for Legends. That could be a cliffhanger. That'd be pretty cool. Thank you, Leon, for that comment. What do you think? Oh, I missed the question. Sorry, I can't remember what the question. Oh, it was what do you think about Killer Frost's outfit or new suit or something? I think it looks pretty cool. Definitely a bit more brighter. I think it'd work. I've seen her when I saw a picture with Caitlyn without her Killer Frost stuff. She's just Caitlyn with a suit on. It looks a bit strange. When she's Killer Frost, it looks pretty awesome. Sorry, I thought there was a bird outside my window. There's something tapping. I was like, what the hell is that? Can Flash be faster than Reverse Flash? If he believes in himself, of course he can. Should Green Lantern be in the Arrowverse? Maybe for one episode. But yeah, it's a bit too heavy with CGI. I'm surprised they didn't do Green Lantern last season in Legends with the JSA and just made it Alan Scott was a part of them. For people that are swearing and calling me certain names and not answering the questions, there's so many questions popping up. If I'm answering one, like 20 are going to go up while I'm answering one. So I'm not going to be able to see every single question. That's why Super Chat's there. If you're desperate for a question to be answered, Super Chat's the best way. If I pick your question, it's essentially luck, basically. Do you like Wild Dog's suit? Yeah, it's decent. I guess I can understand why they went from the more comic book accurate one, just made it a bit more like armored and stuff. Yeah, it's decent. It still sort of has like a dog on it, like not an actual dog, but obviously like they've designed it to almost make it look like the old one, like the color scheme, just the certain angles it goes on. Will Sarah kill Damien for good this time, come season's end? I think she will, because this is a Damien from the future, one that's already dead. So I think Sarah will finally get her moment in the sun and will finally be able to kill Damien Dark. And hopefully she does it in some like gracious style. It'd be funny if she has like an arrow and stabs him. Like, well, I get that arrow. That's what Oliver did to him, actually. Because that's like, obviously Damien killed Laurel by stabbing her with an arrow that he caught from Oliver, and then that's what Oliver did. He stabbed Damien with an arrow and basically killed him the exact same way. So Sarah really couldn't do that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Sarah's kill on Damien Dark, if it happens, which it should be pretty epic if they're going to do it. Do you think Felicity's grave is Earth 1, Felicity, or Earth X? Well, the thing is that picture came out like 2 or 3 weeks after they were done filming the crossover, so it makes you think that it's from Arrow. But then again, it could be from Legends. Maybe one of the anachronisms in Legends is that Felicity dies. Who knows? Or maybe a lot of people die and they have to go and fix it. Or they could make it that maybe like Damien's gone to the present and killed all these people, and that's why they have to kill him in the past. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, like if it's from Earth X, like that picture came out really late. Like that's the best way to say. Hello McDonald Pickle, if you're joining right now. There's probably some people coming in right now. Will Oliver stay the Green Arrow? Well, obviously they hinted in most recent episode of Arrow, sorry, that like Diggle will have it back, but I think Diggle will only have it back for a moment, because I think the showrunners and stuff will read what people are saying on social media, and Diggle as the Green Arrow isn't the most popular thing. So yeah, they might change what they were planning for this back half of the season and just put Oliver back in the suit. How do you feel about Metallo and Red Tornado being in the crossover? Well, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Like, they're both going to be CGI, and a lot of people are thinking that the Doomsday device is actually Red Tornado. No, I can understand that, but it doesn't sound like that much of a threat. Like, Overgirl will be more powerful than Red Tornado. Sorry for yawning. But yeah, it should be good to see them. I think they're going to be like easy. Like, they're going to be taken out fairly quickly because they're not in like any of the footage. But then again, they're CGI, so they can easily take them out of certain scenes. Do you think Caden's son is actually Roy Harper? Nah. Do you think Cisco and Gypsy's relationship will last? Yeah, it's probably the most enjoyable one to actually watch. Like, I think they actually work with each other the best out of any relationship on the Arrowverse. Do you think that Earth X will have good superheroes? Yeah, like the Ray's one of them, Citizen Cold's one of them. Like, Red Tornado was one, but then in the animated short, you do see him like crash to the ground, and like I'm assuming like the Nazis take him and like implement him with like change his like system around, so now he's evil and working for them. If you could have one superpower, what would it be? Probably flight, like being able to fly. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like, just go woo and fly somewhere. Like, that'd be pretty awesome. How do you feel about Elongated Man now coming in most episodes? I like Ralph. I know some people aren't the biggest fan of him, but I am liking, like, I guess you could say they're going through his journey pretty fast. Like, he was an asshole in like episode 4, but like episode 6 you can tell he's a good person, so maybe they're rushing through that a bit. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with him in the back half, because I don't think he's going to be... He might be in the mid-season finale. I know in the crossover it doesn't look like he's going to be in it at all. So hoping in the mid-season finale they do something with him that sort of leads into the back half. Who inspired you to be a YouTuber? Oh god, this was like ages ago. So, I don't know. You should have watched like a lot of gameplay videos. I've always been interested in YouTube, like ever since it started. Like I thought the concept and just the platform was very interesting, and I always wanted to get involved. But like one specific person, I wouldn't be able to tell you. No. Yeah, Eric, you're an hour late to the party, but we'll be streaming for another 20 minutes roughly, 15 to 20 minutes, just depending on like how the chat goes and stuff like that. You super chat. Who was that? Alec? I think it was Alec or Alex, which I know that's my name, but you super chat by clicking that little emblem or button, one of the two. What do you think will happen with Wally? I don't know. It's hard to tell because I don't think he's going to be back. I knew he was in the wedding, like the crossover part of it, but I wasn't too sure like he was going to appear at the end of episode 7 and drop that Starro Easter egg. But I think they might save him for the end of the season. I think he'll be back by the end of the season, but I don't think he'll be in the majority of the back half. He might be back for like that 2 episode story arc if they go somewhere like they did with like Gorilla City last season and Earth 2 the year before. Simon dropping the £2 super chat. When do you think we will see the flash ring? Well, one thing that sort of hints at the flash ring is Ralph's suit. So you would have seen like Ralph's got that stretching technology. So when he like conforms to whatever size his body's going to, that's basically a hint of the flash ring. Because did you see like when like Cisco like squished it up, how small it got? You know, if you made that a tiny bit smaller, Cisco, that could fit into a ring. You know. And you know they could do something where it expands stuff. They could do like there could be leading to flashing. So maybe at the end of the season Barry could get it. I know a lot of people were saying like, oh, Barry's wedding ring will be the flash ring. I don't think that'll be the case. It could be like we could be surprised. I just don't think they'll do it then. I think they might save the whole flash ring thing for later on. Did you hear Jay Garrick was returning? I didn't hear that, but like. I was assuming he'd return at some point this season. It would have been weird if he wasn't in the season at all. Is Hitler still alive on Earth X? No, Hitler would be dead by then. It's just that there's not a hole in my neck. It's hair. Hitler would be dead by then, but he would have lived a longer life. That would have led to Earth X becoming worse and worse. Like in one of the trailers, you do see like the stock footage of like the German forces taking over New York. I'm pretty sure it was. It looked like New York, so I'm going to say it was New York. So yeah, he'd be dead by now, but he would have been alive for much longer. Like he would have died in like maybe what, like the 80s or 90s maybe. Yeah, why isn't Jay invited to the wedding? It's weird. Like, why isn't Jesse either? Why isn't Jay? Like, why isn't, like, Ray Palmer? Like, there's a lot of... Why isn't Ralph? There's a lot of weird things that they're just not including people. I think it's just so that action scene that isn't, like, 50 million superheroes in that church versus, like, 3 supervillains and some troops. Like, they would have taken them down easily. So they had to, like, reduce the amount of heroes there, I guess, for that action scene. Yeah, super chat is a donation. So you donate and you get to ask a question. You don't have to ask a question. You just donate. Like I think Katrina did, or it was a Christina, one of the two. Donated, didn't ask. Actually, a couple of people have like donated and not asked a question. They just want to help out the channel, which is much appreciative. But yeah, so you can donate and ask a question, or you can just donate as it is. Do you think Sarah and Alex will have a relationship? I think they'll definitely have a friendship in this crossover. I don't know if they're gonna go too deep into them having like a relationship or anything like that. But yeah, you just got like Alex, who is I guess bisexual, but I guess more of a lesbian now. And then Sarah, who's bisexual as well. Like I can't remember on Supergirl if they really established whether Alex is bisexual or just a lesbian. I can't remember what they went with there. Who from Supergirl is going to be in the crossover? Well, Supergirl, Alex, Danvers, and I think Win. I think they're the only three. Like at the beginning of the crossover, we could see more. Like we might see Jean, but in regards to them going to Earth 1 and then fighting the Earth X forces, it's Alex and Kara, and then Win's going to be like an Earth X Win. Yeah, Super Chat's not available in all countries, so it's a bit weird. In regards to everyone asking thinker questions, you might be new to the chat, you might have only joined over the past couple of minutes. I'm not answering any thinker questions because my video that's coming out in about maybe like 15 minutes, like a couple of minutes after I end this crossover, is on the thinker. So it's all about the thinker. So that's why I'm not answering any thinker questions in this stream, just so everyone knows. I'm not ignoring thinker questions. Well, actually I am, but there's a reason to it. Grant Gustin or Ezra Miller? Well, I think they played two different Flashes, so I think it's hard to actually choose because they played two different versions. Janice dropping the $5 super chat and asks, what are your thoughts on Damien returning to Legends? Do you mean Damien Dark? I guess it's weird that it was like back-to-back seasons that they did it. You could argue that maybe that was a bit strange, but I think he works on Legends. I do like the dynamics that he has between all the different Legends and stuff like that. And also, I think he fits the setting that they're going for this season with the whole supernatural aspect because he has supernatural powers. I am interested to see like if he gets even more powerful, if like Malice allows him to get more powerful, because his daughter basically has the same powers as her father. Like I'm pretty sure she just basically used the same, if not just a similar totem, or like, you know, that statue thing. I like him. I like his interactions between the different characters, especially Sarah, because we know what Damien did, killed Laurel. So there's always that interesting dynamic between them two, where Sarah always wants to kill him whenever she sees him, but sometimes, well, basically all the time, she has to just let it go. So like after this season, if Legends gets another season, don't do Damien Dark next season. But I think for this setting it works. So I think it's actually decent having him on there. And like that Return to the Max scene where he's drinking the bourbon or whiskey or whatever it was, or scotch, whatever it was, and then fighting everyone to that Return to the Max song. I thought that was one of the best scenes we've seen, not only in Legends, but like the whole Arrowverse as a whole. Yeah, it was amazing. How did Damien Dark get his powers? From like that totem, like they really didn't dive too much into it. I try not to think about Arrow Season 4, to be completely honest, so I might have to ignore that question. But thanks, Janice, for the super chat and the question. Will there be an evil Cisco? They might reference that, because you know how the different Wells sometimes reference their Cisco. So then maybe that's what they might do. You know what it would have been awesome though, with the Council of Wells, with like Wells the Grey, the one that was impersonating like Gandalf. It would have been funny if like Cisco was a Hobbit. I think that would have been hilarious if they did that. Did you enjoy the Easter egg of Wally West fighting the giant starfish from space when the Justice League movie came out? Yeah, I think that was a reference to that, because like the whole first thing of Justice League is that they versed Starro the Conqueror, is it? I think it's Starro the Conqueror, which is basically a giant starfish that puts little starfishes on people and like controls them. I thought it was a bit unbelievable that Wally beat Starro by himself, but it was obviously just a little Easter egg in reference to Justice League because it came out the week before. Will we see Superman this season? Possibly on Supergirl, but I think it might be towards the end, but I don't know. They might not bring him in. We'll have to wait and see. It just matters if they're allowed to, really. What do you think of the leaked trailers? You mean the one for the crossover? I posted on my my Twitter like when it came out initially. Didn't they say there was infinite Earths? No, there's like infinite possibilities or something like that. In DC, there's 52 Earths in the multiverse, but obviously for this crossover, they've chucked in the 53rd Earth of Earth X. They really do like take their liberties or whatever you want to call it with like explaining things in this universe. But for like just to keep it simple, there's 52 Earths in this multiverse, but then there's other multiverses. Like for example, like that dark metal stuff in the comic, if you've been reading that, like that's in a different multiverse, I think. So technically, if you include that, there's 104 Earths or something. Yeah, sorry with the drinking. I don't know like if it makes a noise or not. So if I do drink, I might have to go all the way over here. Jesus. Sup, dude? Hello, Eduardo Palomino joining the chat. Where is stupid Iris in Earth X? I don't know. Where's Barry? Like Barry's a Jewish character, so that might explain why he's not in the chat. Oh, not the chat. What am I talking about? In the crossover. Are you ready for the crossover? I think I'm ready. Like I think physically I'm ready, but mentally maybe I'm not. Okay, with the drinking, who cares if you can hear me? Okay, I'll try not to drink for the rest of the crossover for the stream because we're only gonna be streaming for another 7 to 10 minutes, one of the two. Do you think that Stein will die and that's how Firestorm dies? I'm not really going to talk about potential spoilers, so I'll skip that question. What do you think of Iris mentioning them having a kid? Well, that might be relating to like the possible appearance of Dawn Allen in the crossover, so that might be like a little hint to it. Yeah, Barry's Jewish in the comics. They don't make it very clear. It's not like Felicity going around, I'm Jewish all the time. It's like a little known fact that Barry Allen is Jewish in the comics. And in the show, I'm pretty sure he's Jewish as well. They just don't make it extremely clear. Yeah, I haven't watched I watched like the beginning of last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then I sort of dropped off it when they went to like that AI sort of weird stuff, so I just wasn't the biggest fan of it. Well, the rumor is that Tommy is the Earth X Prometheus, which I think is what's going to happen. Like that's technically not a spoiler because it's not confirmed, so don't come at me saying, "Oh, spoilers," because it's not confirmed. It's not necessarily a spoiler, but that's like the big thing. When you're streaming, like 7 to 10 minutes, like 7 minutes probably from now. So yeah, get any different super chats like Tyler just dropped in that we'll answer in a second, and different things like that. So if you do want to donate before we go, that'd be awesome. So Tyler dropped the $5 super chat. Very much appreciated, Tyler, for supporting the channel. And he asked, do you think Oliver will end up being with Black Siren? It's sort of weird with Black Siren this season because they've sort of brought her in but not done too much with her. So hopefully in the back half of this season they do something with her, if that makes sense. Actually, I'll keep Tyler's question up. In regards to Oliver actually ended up being with her, maybe, depending on what happens with Felicity. I don't know. She could die. She might not. I do hope that Black Siren gets a redemption arc. I think there's a lot of things going against that at the moment, like because what certain characters are doing, like Quentin shooting her, and also I guess other people popping up and like allowing Black Siren to do villainous activities. But I want it to turn good, or at least like almost like Killer Frost. Like she has a bad side, but she wants to work for the side of good. Or you know, somewhere in that grey area, almost like Deathstroke, I guess. I'm not expecting her to become like Goody Two Shoes, but you know, I'd like a redemption arc of some sort. But in regards to Oliver ending up being with Black Siren, I wouldn't mind seeing that, but I guess it just really depends on what happens to certain other characters on the show. But thanks for the super chat, Tyler, and the question as well. Very much appreciated for supporting the channel. Do you want Bart Allen or Dawn and Dawn? Probably Bart, because I don't think Dawn and Dawn are that interesting. But if they're going to do it, then fair enough. And they probably will bring in Dawn because it's another female character. I think most people would prefer Bart over Dawn and Dawn. Will there be another Flash Arrow crossover this season after like this one? Obviously this week, probably not. We might get like some sort of crossover with Legends in another show, just because they might meet another character in a different time period, especially because Damien Dark's involved. But yeah, in regards to that, probably not. Those crossovers are a bit of a hassle to organize and stuff. Like they can be very hard to just do and stuff. So probably not. Are they growing out Wally's hair to be more like the Ginger Wally? No, that's just Kenan Lonsdale just constantly changing his haircut. That's about it. Okay, so guys, we're going to wrap up the stream in about 3 minutes. So getting everything that you'd want to talk about. I'll answer a couple more questions and any different super chats and stuff like that that you want to get done. And I will have my new video out in like a couple of minutes after the stream, man. So I just gotta wait for the stream to like properly shut down, so it's like in your sub boxes and stuff, and then I'll put my new video live, which is about the Thinker. So it'd be awesome if you could jump over there, give it a watch, and just support it, give it a like and stuff like that. Let me know your different opinions. And also in that video, I will be, obviously if you watch it, I'll actually be talking about, or asking you guys to leave questions for Q&As, because I'm going overseas. I need to like, not pre-record, but just have content to make. So I will like set out some different Q&A videos. We'll have like, 7 to 8 questions in each video. Yeah, so if you want to leave questions that maybe aren't being answered in this live stream, you can leave them on that Thinker video. And yeah. What is your favorite episode of season 4 of The Flash? Probably episode 4 I liked, because I had like, that was when we first met Ralph, and then we had Breacher come in. I did like episode 6 as well, and then this week's episode 7 was pretty decent as well, with the whole Thinker backstory. So yeah, one of those 3 episodes. I can't really choose between them. Do you think Iris could possibly die at some point in the show? No. If they were going to kill her, they would have killed her last season. Like, that would actually have been like a massive statement by the show to kill off Iris. And like, they could have brought her back in, because in the comics, Iris died. Like, Eobard Thawne went, like, put his hand through her head and made her brain into jelly. Like, that's what happened in the comics. So that's what they could have done in the show. Like, not done that, like made her brain into jelly, but then brought her back in a certain way, like they did in the comics. Later on. So, hey Pagey, what happened that you'll do next live stream before Monday episodes? I totally missed this one. And yeah, this one was more of a random one. I woke up early and I was like, I can't get back to sleep. You know what? I'll live stream and just talk about some stuff that's coming up. So this wasn't a planned one. I will be live streaming a couple of hours before the Supergirl and Arrow episodes of the crossover. So if you're here now, on that day, whatever time zone it is where you live, just roughly before they usually air, it'll be basically around this time. Around this time, I'll be starting that live stream on basically Monday everywhere. It's actually Tuesday morning in Australia, but Monday everywhere else around this time. I'll be live streaming before the Supergirl and Arrow episodes of the crossover. So we'll be chatting then, and yeah, we can. And then the next day, at the exact same time, I'll be able to talk about what happened in the Supergirl and Arrow episodes, and then preview the Flash and Legends episode. So it should be pretty good. And then there'll be a review for both parts of those after the episodes air. So hopefully I'm making sense there. There's a lot of stuff to do around the crossover. I think I'm physically prepared, but mentally maybe not. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream now. So thanks for everyone that tuned in. I really appreciate it, because obviously this wasn't planned. So if you did join, had a chat, left any super chats, like donated to the channel, it's much appreciated. You don't know how much it means to me when you do that, and just watching in general, it helps out a lot as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and my new video will be out in like 5 to 10 minutes. Just keep your eyes out for that. And yeah, as I said, you can leave questions on that video for my Q&A videos whenever they come out over the next week or two. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys later.